only happening to me. I don't know. Of course, no one knows. I don't even know. I mean, I understand why I'm dying, but why am I dying? There isn't any meaning to life that I can find, so perhaps I'm not missing all that much.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
So I just have to look at myself in the mirror and make it right. Yeah, right. I would have never figured this out without your help. Tatsuya taught me to be thoughtful even when I'm not around people. So she really trusts us, our relationship is stronger, and since she's going to be quitting the MMO and it's going to get shut down, it's our last time we'll be seeing her.
There are 2 enemies. Wow, you're all so powerful. I summon thee. 1 enemy to go.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this. You'll fall by my hand.
Sure will. So, when I'm grown up, can we be a mom and dad together? I have to think about it. But you must, we're supposed to get married someday. She seemed a little bit disappointed. Keep this, okay? I made it just for you. A bead ring, because one day we'll be trading vows, right?
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
Still alive.
Use Patra or Mei Patra on Mitsuru Senpai. So, I want us all to remain friends. The power to connect people even when they're apart. My persona has given me this amazing gift. Into trouble, run!
Stay, Makoto-san. I know I'm being selfish. Not like you, Makoto-san. You're such a great person. And you make those around you happy too. I wish I could have you all to myself. So please grant me this one last wish, please. For this special moment, think only of me. That is another.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful. You found the enemy. All right, let's do this. The enemy is down.
You've
Now's your
improved.
chance.
been waiting for this. Okay, now!
That might be true. You're right. Of course, Makoto, I can never be like my brother. We're two different people. How could I miss something so obvious? Thank you, Makoto. I really owe you one. He appreciates our help, stronger relationship, and I have quite a bit to discuss with him.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
Hello and welcome to my Monday afternoon stream. I hope that you are having a fantastic Monday so far and that you are looking forward to more of a great Monday to come. And I hope that you'll be able to get home safely, Mark. That being said, Tira and Mark, welcome in. Again, I hope that your Friday has been going fine so far and that you are looking forward to a nice continuation of that. You turned your AC on yesterday. That means that it is getting quite a bit warmer outside. I do know that you personally prefer cooler climes, so I hope that you'll be able to remain comfortable even despite the temperatures climbing. $70. That's low 20s in Celsius, if I'm not mistaken. And Mark, thank you for the hydrate. It took me a few minutes to realize that, but thank you very much. Okay. Very nice. So I have some climbing left to do. I'll quickly go over the links from last time. There were a few very interesting ones. How are my personas looking before we're going up? I'm happy to have a star. I'll be keeping that. Fortune is also important. Well, I do hope that you did not have any issues, but that you managed to get home and everything safely. Okay, I don't think I need to go do any fusing at the moment. So back into Sia we go and see how far we can climb. So, one of the social links I did want to talk about a little bit more is Hanged Man, the small girl of Michael, whose parents are going through a divorce, and yeah, she felt like it was her it was because of her maybe in the beginning, and then when she realized that it was not, she tried to keep the family together. Neither of the parents really sat down to explain it very well to her. And rather than the aspect of the game, connecting it to the game, or connecting it to the tarot that her arcana was taken from, I do want to discuss her as a character in the game
Enemy left. Nice. Wow.
rather than, rather than how she acts in-game. So we do know that she is a 10-year-old child, 10 or 9 years old, and that at least for me would put her into 3rd grade after the 2 first years of kindergarten. Although if we do meet and talk with her later, she's in 4th grade.
There are 2 enemies. It has
Since
multiple
in Japan the
weaknesses.
school year, well, no, actually, we do start the school year in April. In Japan, she would be 4th grade all the time. Sorry about that.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
No, that is not what I wanted to switch to. Not much I'll be able to do there. But yeah, so she is
Him as well.
a young child, very dependent on her parents, and unfortunately they are getting into a lot of arguments. They are shutting her out. They, at least from her father we know for sure, but I think also from her mother, they do blame her for their outbursts, that she's a child, that she shouldn't get mixed in, and that is making her feel lonely, making her feel unloved, and the
There are 3 give me a sec. I'll scan the
interesting
target.
aspects that I have is that she is a child character who, when you take a look at how she acts, is clearly recognizable as a child, and I do have some experience working with children. Actually, a child going through a hard time, not necessarily divorce, but a bad time at home in general. And that is something that a lot of games don't manage to do properly. A lot of children in games are
Well done.
adults with simpler worldviews, in a sense. What do I mean with that? That a lot of children in games act like more maturely, more closer to what a young adult or teenager would do from
I've been waiting.
the worldview, like from the character stability, like they act like they know more who they are than children do. And that is but with less knowledge, with less learnedly. It is something that I personally am not very happy with.
There's 1 enemy. Attack.
That is not how children would act. They do have... So the big difference between young adults or teenagers and children is that children are still building their personality and are very influenceable on opinions.
Enemy left.
And the point we are seeing that with Maiko is that she is asking Makoto, our protagonist, what she needs to pack to run away from home. And rather than to approach the answer that Makoto gives her critically, she is just very happy that it seems very easy to be able to run away from home. That is not a flaw, that is actually how children would behave. They are not... Yes, they are not as formed as adults. It sounds very weird, but that is how I can best describe it. The more complicated discussion is in the lack of character stability and some such things which, while correct, I don't know how many of you would actually understand what that means. I'll try to give another example. So something that very young children need to learn is something called object permanence. For very young children, only the objects that they can actually see exist. So playing peekaboo with their parents is not just a... How shall I put it? It's not just done for...
Good job, Takeba.
Young children actually do have that moment where they do feel that do their parents like
there are 4 enemies left.
Okay, it's really not it's really not an easy explanation.
Riko Senpai defeated an enemy.
How disgraceful. The shadows are getting stronger as well.
Sorry, I am thinking. I think the best... Yeah. So... yeah, I'll stay with the peekaboo and the object permanence example. So, when the parent hides their face, then for the child, to a degree, their parent has disappeared. The parent's face is somewhat the focus of the child's idea of their parents' existence, and especially if the parent keeps talking, they know that the parent is close, but they lose, so to say, track of where the parent is That is something that children learn at the age of 4 about. That no, their phrase and they are still there, just hidden by something. And
There are 2 enemies.
as with that, there are many more parts where their personality forms over the course of their childhood. It is usually considered let's call it strengthened by the time of 13, 14, and then from there it is more of a finding of who a person then is. I don't 100% have the correct words to describe it,
Enemy left.
to help you think about it.
That's the
So if you
way.
don't have questions about that, let me know. But the important part is that Michael, despite her hard situation, doesn't act like an adult with a nose. The coin is here. Okay. But as a child who still hasn't completely formed even their character,
Surprise attack. Enemies.
and that
It
is
has
again
multiple weaknesses.
something that I
Give me a sec. I'll
do
scan the target.
appreciate quite a lot from
2 enemies left.
the writers here, that they were aware on how to really write
One more.
a child character quote unquote properly.
Enemy
I've been
left.
waiting for this. Okay, now!
Yeah, no, not even quote unquote. They wrote a child character properly. I am trying to at least think of a example of a bad child character.
3 dazed enemies. This is our chance. 2 enemies. One more.
To a degree, Ken, but they gave him a very good reason why he needed to grow up so quickly.
Did you see that, Shinji?
Which is weird to say that, and on one hand I do praise Maiko so much, but Ken is a very unfortunate, much worse example. So maybe not the worst ever child character, but very much not as good as Maiko is.
There are 2 enemies.
For another popular
You found
one.
the enemy's weakness.
Well done. I failed to
2
finish it
enemies
off.
left. There's 1 enemy left.
Last one. Don't let your guard down.
I've been waiting for this.
It is telling that I didn't even look this up in my notes, I would need to do it live. And I'm going through my head and I'm trying to see what I'm coming up with.
There's one enemy. Attack!
Some of the ideas, like for example, the Pokemon series doesn't really have great child characters, but they. And then again, I haven't played the later ones so much. Okay. I thought to find the want card here, but instead it was empty. That's fine. But yeah, there is.
There are two of them. It has multiple The enemy is down. Here's our chance for an all-out attack. Let me at him.
It would be. It wouldn't be bad if I could. Actually find an example. But this is something I should have prepped for. Ay, ay,
There are
ay.
two of them. Attack!
Now's our chance.
Attack!
Do-do-do.
Two enemies left.
Okay, I'm happy to see that. That's a critical.
I've been waiting for this.
That means I do have a bit of time now. Hello, welcome in, Drake. That is fine if you do not have time. Don't force yourself to stay, but I am happy that you did stop by, however shortly, and I hope that despite your being busy, that you had a good Monday so far and that you are hopefully looking forward to a good rest of your Monday to come.
There are three enemies. It has multiple.
I am happy to hear that.
There are three enemies left.
But I still do have to say that
All right, good job.
a $30 fee for and any amount of overdraft from your end,
By my hand.
because $5 is less overdraft than the fee that they're going to be tacking on, is in my opinion very much a form of theft to a degree. Absolutely. If you find some more time to stop by, I'd be happy to have you, but if it is busy, then you need not worry about it. Real life always comes before my stream.
I've been waiting for this. Okay, now.
Let's get the coin. Having more money is a good idea. is that it's not yet the entirety of the floor. You're a red one. I have everything I need from them already.
There are 3 of them. Strike first.
Then all I am going to ask is that you are going to enjoy, that I hope that you're going to be enjoying your hunts with him. May they be successful
One enemy left.
and free of carting.
I'll be cheering you on from here.
Did you see that, Shinji?
Not getting the shuffle time here is unfortunate. Thank you very much. As I said, please have a great rest of your Monday as well.
Agitated.
In world high rank, so basically the end of the part of the story with Azura Magdaros and Nergigante. I'm not exactly sure when it starts flipping into the master rank storyline. Thank you very much, Strike. I do feel that Iceborne, as has been Sunrise, was a significant improvement on the base game. Both times. Which, to a degree, is not
One enemy. Enemies down. Let's finish.
not something
My hand.
bad. You are aware that me saying that I am starting a stream in Generations Ultimate does not mean, like, if you're early on and you ask me to play some world, I'd be happy to help you there as well. But you needn't. If you that is just what I mean with I'm starting out in GU. Oh, I always forget that. I am maybe not just an idiot, but a dumb idiot for that, but I also do feel that the more I think about it, the more annoyed I get that you cannot that they did not make an effort to add
Enemies left.
crossplay. I mean,
I've been waiting for this. Okay, now!
yeah. Thank you. I do feel very dumb for forgetting, though. And but I do mean seriously. It would be so much nicer if just every game would be available, not just available on all platforms, but also be available to play with anybody else. The effort they put in to keep everything
Enemy's weakness. Nice.
exclusive is annoying. So yeah. Okay, I'm starting to finally get to be able to get some money in. Did it? It did, didn't it? World did start as an exclusive on PS. Man, it's been so long ago that I forgot even about that. I'm not going to be complaining about that particular part. That I forgot about that. That is not necessarily a bad thing, so to say. But... dang. Yeah. That in a way I still do remember. Let's see, what does Yatayu bring here? Maybe because it comes up more often, I do remember that there is no crossplay there. Or maybe it is because we did talk about it and... because we did talk about the platform about non-crossplay now. But even there, I find it sad. I wish that would not need to be the case quite strongly. To quite a degree, I do think that it is. It's a lack of foresight, I want to say. It did take still that long to be able to come to PC. Okay. I am surprised. I am seriously surprised. If Byakko is good with thunder. That can replace Dionysus for me. Oh, I still need 2 levels. Well, let's push that a bit up. That and the Horizon Zero Dawn stuff is exclusive to PC? PlayStation? I don't think so. That gives me an excuse to go rummaging through my library. The first game, at least, I do have on PC. Not sure whether they brought the second one over. Not yet. There is a remastered edition of Zero Dawn. The complete edition doesn't contain those. Okay. Then why did they call it the complete edition? I mean, it now is pretty clear that it hasn't been complete. Oh, but yeah, that is...
There are 2 of them. Attack!
That is a little bit weird to parse here.
Keep it up!
Now's our chance. Let's go.
For some of the later games, but for the Master Chief Edition, I don't think there was anything that remained exclusive. Or maybe I just wasn't aware of it. For I am not deep into Halo multiplayer. The campaign is a lot of fun, even though I do have some gameplay issues. In Monster Hunter World, the Xbox has exclusive Halo content. Okay. Shows how much I have kept up with World. I've just been enjoying it on
There are 2 of them. Attack!
for what I had. And then again,
The enemy is down. Now's
my bias on that front is, I think, known to everybody. I do prefer Freedom Unite, Gen U, the older games. But I am surprised that there are still platform exclusive quests even. It, for me, it sounds very weird these days. I mean,
there are 3 enemies.
is there a reason that you can't bring these quests? Well, other than the platform holders telling you you're not allowed to. But then again, in that case, I personally would not. Then I would say, okay, I'm not going for those quests anymore. Yeah, I do see that. Then again, I don't know if they are more like the Witcher quests that we did get on PC, then I am not too unhappy if we haven't gotten them. If it's like armor collaborations, or maybe weapon collaborations, like for example, my quick idea here, if it is, if you can get, for example, the energy sword, just armor and cat armor. You know, that is a bow for the hunter. These things, that is actually more annoying than if they had done the other part. I do like my armor and weapons. Then again, the bow is not that. A bow is not that big of a weapon for me, and I missed my cardigan. But yeah, I wasn't aware of that. Reasonable, you are not playing on Xbox, so it does make sense that you do not know all the details.
Be careful. It seems ice doesn't work.
Okay, that is a problem for Akihiko. That is not wrong. A lot of people do play on either PlayStation or yeah, I still don't understand why you need to platform lock some quests.
assistance.
Nice one. The
The
enemy's
enemy's
up.
down. Let's finish. You'll fall by my hand.
I don't like it, but I do understand having platform exclusive games, because a game is something that actually might draw people onto your platform. Specific quests, I would not buy myself another whole new console just to play my
It has multiple.
just to play a quest that I can't have available anywhere else.
There are
Just
3 enemies left.
be a little bit annoyed and
The enemy's off balance. Attack. Here's our chance for
then ignoring it otherwise. The Horizon themed quests are all guaranteed gold crown Angela. I can see that, and again I'm like, why not for everybody? Why not for everybody? I know that that is not necessarily Capcom's choice, but Capcom may not be able to say, I want this
There are 2 enemies.
shared for everybody, but in that case, come on, it's
Good choice. The enemy is all right. Let's do this.
it's not exactly blackmail, but
Here's our chance for an all-out attack.
that is maybe just, well, apparently not everybody thinks like this, but I would not want to work on content that not everybody can enjoy. That some people might never get to see because they are playing on the wrong box.
There's 1 enemy. Attack.
The enemy's down. Let's
Okay, I
finish.
don't think that a single all-out attack is going to be sufficient. I can't rush.
Still alive.
Only 1 enemy left.
Finish it off.
I'll be honest, I don't mind as much
This
if
appears to be just the beginning.
I'm missing out on that particular aspect. I am not, as is probably particularly a big crown hunter.
There are 2 of them, and they're shook up.
I'm happy to have them, but
One enemy left. 1 more. I'll be cheering you on from here.
yeah, no,
Shinji.
There's someone up.
for years, I don't think that platform exclusivity made sense.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
Well, not entirely. Let me take a step back for the
Nice.
for Switch, which is still running on an ARM architecture. It actually
Here's our chance for
can
an all-out attack.
it can become more difficult to adapt a game to work on an x64 architecture, which is a PC architecture. In general, though, if you do have a good system a good engine that can run on multiple ones. It's a question of compiling it for the correct system. So Unreal, for example, I know that Unity also can compile on
There are 2 enemies.
every system, or towards every system.
Keep it up. Here's our chance for an
All you have to do is compile it for that other system and you're more or less ready to go. So not a huge investment. Back in the day of the, let's go Super Nintendo, so early 90s, the difference was a lot bigger. Home computers were a lot more diverse. It wasn't just PC. There are lines there that go back to a quite complicated history. I don't think I need to go into right now, but you had the Turbo PC stuff in Japan. You had the MX systems, also from Japan. You had Commodore with the Amiga at that moment.
one enemy.
The Commodore home computer was not
I've been waiting for this.
it was not anything anymore that was really up to date for games at that moment. You had PCs, IBM PC compatibles, as they would still have been called if you had well, by that point I think Intel was they were getting out of the compatible. Again, the history there is quite complicated, but in general there was a lot of different architectures around, and while compilers in the early 90s were not a big thing yet, and so it required a lot more work if you wanted to bring your game from one platform to another. Some platforms couldn't even run some of the games you developed for another platform properly at all. So okay, that's not quite Super Nintendo, but
Watch out. There are 4 enemies.
PCs being built for a different environment did not have great sprite capacity,
The enemy is down.
and so it required a lot of work to be able to, for example, play. You couldn't just port Super Mario Bros. Over to PC by compiling it for that system. It's also written in assembly, which is a whole other can of worms. But okay, I think I am going deep enough into the tangent, trying to showcase why back in the day version exclusives were a thing.
The enemy's down.
There was also, for example, a very good reason why Super Nintendo games could never run on an original NES, even though the processes were the same. But nowadays, I think nowadays the worst hurdle you have is between console and PC is that PC doesn't have a unified work memory architecture. So PC is splitting RAM and VRAM into two quite distinctive blocks. Whereas consoles unify the memory into a single block. That means that your memory needs to be written slightly differently, and that is also the reason that why some PC ports struggle very badly, even though you have great hardware, that that the developers have kept that single work memory structure and are saving graphics information onto RAM, which should go into VRAM, and then the graphic cards needs to pull that out of RAM all the time, which can lead to quite some drastic lags and problems with stability of the version. And while yes, it does require a little bit more time to split it up if you do it correctly, and you plan ahead, something that companies to a degree seem to be very reluctant to do.
I've been waiting for this.
I don't know, does it cost them too much money to plan ahead that maybe if we're releasing on all platforms, I don't know. But yeah, so it's not a huge issue to solve, and it is mostly addressed by address management. Where do you put your data into different address blocks? Okay. I can understand that there can be difficulties if you have not started with the correct approach, and you only plan for one platform, and you have written your memory to, because okay. It's not a good reason though. It is not a good reason just. So yeah, what I have trying to say very long-windedly is that once upon a time there were good reasons as to why platform exclusives existed, but those reasons have basically disappeared, and as I did say, even Nintendo doesn't have a good excuse anymore with the ARM architecture. A lot of game companies manage to release their games on both PC and mobile. One is an ARM platform, the other one is the X64 platform, and they do manage to do that without too many issues, so I don't think that Nintendo has really an excuse either. So yeah, I am not a fan of restricting game access like earlier. Well, earlier. Decades ago now. Okay, that was the wrong card. Oh well. But yeah, they would. People always... Okay.
There's one enemy. It does.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't, but I don't understand what they are,
One enemy left.
what they would want.
Failed to finish it off.
Why is it bad that? Why is it bad that more people can enjoy a fantastic game in their eyes? Well, yeah, but okay. Let me have a quick think. I'm trying to quickly think about an exclusive to PC. I have a very good example. So, it has a complicated history. One of the games I do enjoy talking about from time to time and that I enjoy playing off stream is Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous,
Strike first.
with their latest expansion, had issues getting it to work on console, and therefore they decided to focus on their largest market on PC. And as a PC player, I've always played that game on PC, never on console. I am sad that so many people have lost the ability to enjoy the game with the updates and everything that it gets. If it had been feasible, I would have hoped that they would have gotten to play the game that I enjoy.
There are 3 enemies.
I didn't gain anything by gaining exclusivity of that
Enemy is down.
title. And it's a bit more complicated than that, but the modern Elite is not the Elite
There are
that
3 enemies
existed when they were
Resistance.
left. The enemies return to normal.
on also on console. So why are you people? Are those people then? And I'd be so for Elite, I'd be happy if those people could enjoy it again. And I don't think that Nintendo would in the long term lose sales, because there's a ton of people on PC that would happily buy their games, would happily buy their complete back catalog. It can of course be hard if you have a very vocal part of your community that is going,
Only 1 enemy left. This thing won't give up.
yeah, and for the longest time, as I said, it did make sense to keep things exclusive, because you had to because the way that the machines were built didn't make it easily feasible to port quickly from one to the other. And I do remember that there was a huge riot when Sega abandoned the Dreamcast and started bringing everything to PC, but it didn't last for that long, and the company as a whole was happy to diversify onto PlayStation and PC in the long run. I am not surprised that Nintendo is shutting it down. They are very intent on maintaining exclusivity, and even if they weren't, that is not something that is something that is not in a way, how shall I say, cracking down on illegal ports was always something that was done. Okay, maybe I don't have the correct mindset, but I don't see how bringing it to PC. To be fair, that has been something that a lot of Japanese companies have been troubled by, that they were reluctant to come to PC.
This won't be easy.
Because for a while...
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Okay, modding being an issue. Okay, I'll grant that that is not something that you'll be able to stop. And of course they're kicking down my healer here. Okay, I'm happy for that critical. Please be dizzy.
Akihiko-senpai is in trouble.
Okay. That's a floor restart, not a big issue. Yeah. And it's not like I'm going to be changing their mind like at all, but I'm just... If I could, I would want them to. Because there's also something that I do think very... interesting in that. Oh yeah, no, you're a reflect. Okay, I can understand the standpoint of not wanting. Okay, are you in general? Yeah, no, I can't see your. I can't see the shadow's weaknesses. Yeah. I think I can talk about how I don't understand certain points. It's not going to be changing anything, and I do think that the important point for me is that I would be happy if everybody could have access to all the games without needing to worry to own the correct metal plastic box.
Senpai is unconscious.
And let's do this.
Please, hang in there. Senpai is unconscious.
I hate him getting crits here.
Hang in there.
Let's heal everybody else up, or this is going to be another restart.
Please, be careful.
Yeah. If I again, if I could have the decision, I'd very much
Hang in there.
advocate for everybody being able to play all the games. Oh well. I do have a charm from him as well. Okay. And another good hit should kill the boss now. Okay, that was a long fight, but a successful fight. Yeah, okay. Let's do the pickups here and I'll go back down to the lobby to heal at the clocks, and we'll be continuing our tower climb for a little bit longer till we reach the top. Do I have any quests completed? I see you brought 3 gold rings, as I asked. Thank you. The wondrous Magus is a tough foe, is it not? And yet you still have managed to fulfill my request. As my master says, it seems you have unlimited potential. Please accept your reward, 340,000 yen, very nice. I should have you. Alice with Megiddo. And that is also something I'm going to be finishing up today. Okay, I have not gotten that sword yet. I am getting Zeodine. That I see very much. That looks a lot nicer for the skill selection. I am Byakko. I was born of thee, and I shall walk by thy side. Can I do something with Decarabia? Aeons, don't have access to that. Agidine. Daisojo is not somebody I just want to give up. Okay, looking good. As I said, I'll do some healing. It's starting to get quite expensive. Hope I can find a little bit more money. I haven't taken a look at the Persona prices out of the compendium in a while as well. And probably they are also going to be terrifying.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
Still
There are
alive.
3 enemies left.
Oh, that is nice to see the samurai poisoned.
Lame. The enemy.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Are you...
Enemy left. One more. If you get into trouble, run.
Baroth. Can't he... Isn't the chance increased when you break his head? Then again, I'm not using weapons that would be able to break his head easily, so... I'm not sure how much of that is
Left.
me repeating something that doesn't work.
Good choice. The enemy is down.
You can't do it in the low-rank village.
Left. The enemy.
That is...
The enemy's down. Let's finish this.
It sounds weird. Are you dealing too much damage, or... Well, it doesn't work. I still hope that... You can only break the claws with how much health he has. Okay, so... It's an issue of not being able to damage the part enough for it to break, but... Before he dies. Okay, no, I see. All I can really do is hoping that you are going to be more successful in your next hunt. But I also do know that that is small consolation on how much work you have already put in. And if he's covered in mud, you can't break the head anyways. Is that... Am I remembering that correctly?
Three of them. Strike first.
Instead of doing parts damage, you do damage to remove the mud.
That's the way. Here's our chance for an all-out attack. Adam.
Making it harder, especially when he dies quickly. Yeah, no, I can absolutely see how that now is becoming a pain. So, I do hope that you're going to have more luck on your next hunt, hopefully getting all the all the scalps you'll ever need, although I know that is never going to happen. And no. Let me just stop myself here and just be like, I hope that you're going to be able to get it on your next hunt. Do you need to capture in order to get the scalps? Maybe I'm the silly one, but I felt like you could get scalps by just hunting. Dang it. And that is something that you currently already don't really have on your side as you're feeling.
There are two
Okay, I
enemies.
will need to do... We'll need to put a bit more effort into that quest then. Yeah, and... Okay, I can move on. Oh, yeah. This is looking like the top of the tower. Night sky above us. I'll quickly go through the old documents we have gathered up till now. They tell a bit of their own story. Some of it we already know, but let's see. The electricity is hooked up, but why do they need so much? There's only a school on this island. Weird. Kirijo's Ergo Research Branch plans to build a lab on this island. I wonder what for. They built a research facility here. They want me to join the team, but I have a bad feeling. The team leader asked me himself. I was so surprised. It's the same man who once saved my life. I wanted to be with him, so I joined. What a mistake. We shouldn't be experimenting with these shadows. I knew it. These shadows arise due to human emotion. If I'm right, collecting them will... I've heard it all. The plan is evil, but there is hope. If people could control the shadows inside them. So, quite an interesting one. And here we have the second part to that, the embodiment of one's inner power. According to Igor, a person's appearance reflects one's personality. Well, except for you. So, controlling your shadows and is... If you can control your shadows, they give rise to personas, and probably the experiments were forced on younger children, and their shadow they activated their shadows, so to say, and they became persona, but aggressively not necessarily on the side of their owner, so to say. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. It seems you've retrieved the 7th altered document from the highest region of Xia. That means you've finished exploring the 4th block of Tartarus. However, I feel your greatest challenge is yet to come. My master and I have watched your growth with great delight. I hope you will be all right. Please accept your reward. Still something I need to do, still something I need to do. Again, it's still a few quests here, but I am looking pretty good. Yeah, let's just crash them all in for now. Yeah, not as scarily high as I was expecting. I was more like level 60 costing 1 million already. But still not very... not very nice. Let's see. I'll try floor 150. Let's see if I can't find that sword there. So the golden chests are locked to spawning on certain floors. But I do want to make a little bit more money as well. So any chest I come across, I'll open. You were weak to wind.
2 enemies left. That's the way. Here's our chance for an all-out attack. Let me at him.
Congratulations! I do seriously hope that you're getting everything you need now. I hope it's a 100% carve or cut or anything like that. Well done and congratulations.
There's one enemy.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this. You'll fall by my...
Oh. I am happy to hear that you finally managed to get something done. I am sorry to hear that it's only one of the scalps. It's only one of the scalps though. Let's take the money here. Firehammer for the win. Indeed, it looks like that worked out well for you. Well, if that allows you to get 2, then I mean, that is great. And while it is probably a pipe dream, if you have fulfilled the side quest, I hope that that is going to be working out great then as well.
I've been waiting for this.
Let's take the money. I need to get up one more floor, and then I need to have luck to find what I need.
Three dazed enemies. This is our chance.
Persona!
Akihiko Senpai
Go,
defeated
Akihiko.
an enemy. The enemy.
Couldn't finish it off.
Buhudin is all that I have.
Enemy to go.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this. You'll fall by my hand.
That is again unfortunate, but you got more scalp than before, and that already is nicer than what we had before, so
There are 3 enemies left.
Couldn't finish it off.
yeah,
Solea.
it's still unfortunate that you didn't get the reward one, but getting the rest is already very
You'll
nice.
fall by my hand.
And I do want to come back to something that I was discussing at the beginning of stream, and that is Maiko as a character, as a child's character. So I've
Now's the time.
taken a look at other. I've been thinking about some games, trying to find one that
Good job.
contains quote-unquote bad child characters as well. Hello, Adoro. Welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday so far, and that I'm looking forward to more of a good Monday. And now I orphaned another thought. Oh well, I'll see if I can find it later. The twink with the sword is the main character, is the male main character of Persona 3. His canon name being Makoto Yuki, which is also the name I gave him.
3 dazed
And
enemies. This is our chance. That's the way.
yeah,
Now's our chance. Let's go.
he has overcome quite a few ordeals already to
Good job.
master his power and get to where he is.
Found the enemy's
Here's our
weakness.
chance for an all-out attack.
And we are getting quite spoiler heavy after leaving this part. I'm just looking a little bit if I can't find one of the items I need to fulfill a quest on the next floor. But I'm not going to be grinding that too much. If anything, I'll be grinding that off stream. So 150, the 150th floor of Tartarus, that's what this tower is called. Should be. Yeah. No, they have a chance to spawn golden chests, and the first opportunity is unfortunately already a miss.
One enemy left.
Now's our
I'll be
chance.
cheering you on from here.
Did you see that, Shinji?
So, yeah. I'll be giving you a warning. Where we are in the game and the discussions I'm going to have about it do expect you to have some knowledge about what happened previously in the story.
Now's the time.
So, okay, you're both reflecting that. Give me a second. You are reflecting everything. You are just reflecting wind. The stronger I go, okay, it's a nullify but not a reflect, meaning that I'll have less damage coming back.
That's the way.
Let me pitch in.
If they're targeting the correct one, then this is going to be leading to an all-out attack.
I've been waiting for this.
So, and as I was trying to do in the beginning of the game, I was talking about one of the characters of the social link. Social links are together with your level, how you are becoming strong. Okay, we are not having any golden chests on this floor, have we? Okay, then I'll need to do the search for the golden chests another day. It's going to take too much time, and I'll see, depending on where we can end stream, if we can do it in the evening, I might just go into Tartarus for that evening, grind a little bit, and start the next stream in Tartarus. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at the last possible fusions. Sun I need, Temperance I need, I have 2, that's too many already. Justice should be full, so I don't need it, but it doesn't mean I need to get rid of it immediately. Lachesis is Fortune I need. That Persona Arcana. Star I need, Empress is done. Chariot is done, Empress I couldn't start yet, and Lovers is good to have as well. Priestess would actually be something good to have as well. Melchizedek, nice to have. That is also proof that I have finished Hecaton Kairis. At one point I will need it, but not at the moment. I still require Quetzalcoatl. Fusing Alice is actually pretty cheap. Okay, and I ought to have enough money for that, so let me quickly see if I can do that. I don't need you anymore. Okay. I don't need Yaxini yet. I don't need you for sure. That is good. How good are you? No, Quetzalcoatl does your job better. And actually I should be using Daisojo for anything light related. Okay, how many spots do I have? Okay, that is not something I really need to worry about. So, level. So I need Pixie for the fusion. She's nice there. I need Lilim for the fusion. I need Narcissus for the fusion. And I'm going to have a look at who the last one was again. Okay, and that is also... I still need to... Natataishi. Okay, but I do need to make a little bit more room. Yeah, Yaxini it is going to be. Still have a chance of finding her naturally in the tower, so that is actually not a big issue. So let's see if I can find Nata Taishi here. Finding a specific persona is easier if you know their... If you know their arcana, that would be Chariot. Chariot is here, Nata Taishi. Oh, you're quite an expensive one. Still, I can afford you. Even though I was hoping to have a little bit more money left afterwards, but... Here we go. This is Alice of the Death Arcana. Not the type of persona that I really enjoy a ton, but it is going to help me to fulfill another quest, so I'm Alice. Will you play with me? And she is still going to get a ton of power here, because the social links allow your personas to gain a lot of experience when you fuse them. And now if I look at my cards here, I can teach the corresponding skills to a persona. I'm going to teach Alice Megiddo, and then I can pick up the quest. Create Alice with Megiddo. I have fulfilled her request immediately. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. I see that you have Alice with you and she has the skill Megiddo. I knew you could do it. Congratulations, you've fulfilled my request. You're one step closer to mastering the art of fusion. I believe I have something you may like. With it, you'll be able to create Lilith. She's an incredibly strong persona. I'm sure she'll be a big help to you. Please accept your reward. Okay, that makes me immediately curious. Is she a pentagon or... A hexagon spread? Neither. There is Lilith. Still need to take this fusion. Okay, Black Frost I have. And I do want to, before I go out, have a look at what... if there is a replacement quest for Alice. Okay, okay. She gives me the way to create Lilith, but I also... she does want me to create her with the skill Mabuhudin. That could actually be a little bit of an issue. At least currently, I do not have, I think, a card with Mabuhudin. Yeah. Okay, either I need to find a persona that can give it to me, level it up to the point that that persona gives it to me, or need to get lucky. What are you selling? Ravenclaw. Yeah, with the Balm of Life, I will be purchasing it. Okay, that is Tanaka done. I am... where are we? Malachite, Yawn Be Gone. There we go. I still have Quetzalcoatl of Sun. I have Temperance, I have Fortune, I have Star, I have Lovers. I am missing a Priestess. And though actually, before getting to that, I think I would quickly go over to Polonia Mall to have a look at two things. No, I don't need you. Actually, this is the shop I wanted to go to for a card. Okay. Except Miggy Dolan, no. No issues. And we'll be getting some rewards here for saving the people and from selling some of the weapons that I've gotten. Come to think of it, I heard she came to visit, let me start over again. Come to think of it, I heard she came back to town to visit. They found that grade school kid the other day. She brought this here as a way of saying thanks. I'll let you have it, it doesn't fit a policeman's profile. There's still more. They found that missing guy the other day. I tried questioning him, but his answers didn't make any sense. He said some kids saved him from an attack by a black thing. He left a reward with us, so I'll hand it over to you. High counter, very nice. I'll be needing that for something at the end. And that's not a spoiler. If you know why I need that for, you already it's already not a spoiler anymore. We found that missing old lady. She was in bad shape, but she'll be okay. I talked with her, but I couldn't grasp what she was saying. She didn't seem senile either, but she was very grateful and brought this to prove it. Take it. He got some new things in. And I can make some money with duplicates. It's a personal preference, but if I can, I do like to keep one copy of each weapon at hand. I'm not going to be using it, just hoarding it, and that maybe I'm not sure. I'm half pretending that it is from Monster Hunter. Armors, on the other hand, have a lot more use, since not only a single person can use them. Yeah, those are not very valuable. So that's fine. Let us go over to Naganaki Shrine and talk with Akinari. We're already reaching rank 6, we're pretty quick. He's a young man with a deadly disease, and we hope we can brighten his day a little bit with our visits. Oh, it's you. Why don't you have a seat? This bench is too big for me alone. And then this place shall be our meeting place. Hey, how do you feel about a pink alligator? Hey, that's cool. I thought so too. I knew you'd understand. See, it's the main character of a story that I'm writing. He was born in the calm forest of green, but he turned out to be pink. He's so visible that he can't hunt for food easily, so he's always especially hungry. The other animals dislike him and consider his coloration disgusting. Almost like he's cursed. So he started living alone. But then he made a friend. His friend was a bird, but a bird that was unable to fly. So the bird would stand on the pink alligator's back and practice its flying. It's embarrassing to talk about. But anyhow, how does the story sound to you? It sounds interesting, and very much does. I've never written a story before, and I'm afraid it's going to suck. But I'm writing it for myself, so that's what matters. Maybe I'll be able to show you the entire novel someday. And he is happy. I started thinking about it the other day, actually. I wanted to write an upbeat story of my own to cheer me up. Maybe if I can find some meaning to life, I can put that in my story. When I write, I can see you in my mind. It seems as if you're telling me not to die just yet. And he weakly smiles. And this interaction has strengthened our relationship. The wind is going to start blowing soon. I can feel these kinds of things now. I hope I have enough time. Let's go home. We can talk some other time.
Welcome back.
The day after tomorrow is the day. It's been a long journey, but we're finally here. We're the only ones who can defeat it, so don't let your guard down until the very end. There's going to be a full moon soon, huh? I'm getting so nervous. I need to stop thinking about it and just relax. Koromaru wants to go for a walk. I'll just talk to everybody and then we'll be taking Koromaru for a walk. The atmosphere of the dorm is so tense, but we should all try to relax. We'll need to remain calm if we want to win the last battle. Well, what would everyone like for their last meal? Why don't I order a delivery of buffalo wings or some victoriyaki? They're ignoring me. I guess they're too focused to enjoy my jokes. I don't think Strega will simply allow us to defeat the last shadow. They will either try to stop us outright or secretly set a trap for us. What do you think they will do, Yuki? Trying to stop us. Yes, I agree. They will most likely try to stop us outright. Even if they were to set a trap, Yamagishi would be able to detect it. Kutsuki-san seems to joke around a lot, but I am unable to understand his humor. My mind is already filled with thoughts of the last shadow, the dark hour, and the lost. I've been so busy lately that I haven't been able to see Chidori. Well, we're almost done. After we kill the last shadow, I'm gonna go straight to the hospital. Strega might be planning something, but I don't care. I'm going to avenge Shinjiro-san. From one revenge plot to the other. Like Mitsuru said, we'll be facing Strega in our next battle. Well, I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm gonna give them hell in return to what they did to Shinji. And we'll be taking Koromaru onto a walk with Yukari. Phew, I'm beat. You're too fast for me, Koro-chan. I bet you're having fun then. Alright, knock yourself out. I wonder if Koro-chan's as psyched as I am. Just 2 days left. I'm getting more anxious about it. Everything will work out, I'm sure. It seems Koromaru is done playing. Welcome back. And we go back to the dorm. One more day before that fight. And there's a box here. Our order from TV. Good morning. Well, tomorrow's the day. I'm ready. Good, I'll be counting on you. I'm positive a shadow will appear tomorrow. Strega might be up to something as well. Anyway, please be prepared. Okay, let's have a quick look. There should be... can't buy any more Yawn Be Gone. I am not tired, or I would have gotten sick. He's just killing time. I am missing a... Okay, I'm not seeing when they're available here. Wednesdays and Saturdays. Justice is full, so I don't need to worry about that anymore. Temperance Tuesday. Wednesday, unfortunately. Okay. But I am actually pretty good on everything else. Okay. There aren't any new quests yet. There's nothing for me at the Waturai strip mall at the moment. Still need a priestess persona though. Haven't picked one up if I do. Yeah, no, I haven't picked one up. Let's do that. Doesn't matter what persona I'm picking up. Just that it is a priestess. I think I'm going to go with Apsaras just because of the price. Don't need to look too deeply into anything else. I still have recovery items. Let's use something I did not. Inari Sushi. Okay, it's no longer to my advantage because... Okay, but this can still be very nice, so... Blessings to the believer. I feel closer to Yuko, and I have fair luck. Money may also be in your future, and I found 1,000 yen. I can randomly lose or gain money there, but I have enough that that's not going to be an issue. In the evening in the dormitory lounge. Everyone is here, except for Shinjiro, of course.
Well, tomorrow will be our last operation. Yeah. We've been through a lot this last 6 months. Don't you think?
It went by quickly.
Yeah, huh?
Well, it was a lot better than doing nothing, right? Besides, we made some new friends.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's all been worth it if you ask me. It's been 2.5 years since I got this power, and you don't hear me complaining.
Sonata-san.
Don't forget, we got to meet Koro-chan too. In any case, 2.5 years is a long time, right, Akihiko-senpai? Oh wait, it's been even longer for Aigis, hasn't it?
I was asleep for much of the time, so I have not been in operation for very long.
How about you, Mitsuru-senpai? You started before Akihiko-san, right?
Me? Yes, it was just me at first. Of course, back then, C's didn't exist, and this was just a regular dorm.
Did the chairman recruit you?
No. I've been aware of the Dark Hour since I was a child. One time, my father's research team was attacked by shadows. That's when I awakened to my persona, when I witnessed the incident.
That's what happened?
It seems I was the first. If that had never happened, perhaps none of you would have to bear this terrible burden.
Senpai.
It would have happened to someone eventually. Besides, the enemy can't just be ignored.
I suppose that's true.
On the eve of the final shadow, you can feel a quiet passion from your friends. You sense the bond between them. And the fool, the seeker, is climbing up a rank more.
Tomorrow is a big day, so make sure you get your rest.
Okay. Thank you for all you've done for us. Let's do our best in the last battle. This will make the shadows disappear, right? Along with the Dark Hour, Tartarus, and everything else. But what my dad did... Hey, I almost forgot tomorrow's Culture Day. I'll probably just stay home and rest, though. We've got last operation coming up soon. Yeah, so they're basically talking about tomorrow's operation, and I don't have anything to do, so I'll be heading to bed. Tonight the moon will be full, a powerful shadow will appear. The final battle is nearly upon you. You decide to stay home today and conserve your strengths. And the clock is ticking up to midnight. And we enter the Dark Hour. The dormitory command room. Fuka has summoned Juno to look for the shadow's location.
I found it. It's currently at the south end of the Moonlight Bridge. The 12th and final shadow.
This is it.
And as we expected, there are 2 Persona users nearby. Strega.
They know this is their last chance. Even though we were expecting this, we should still be careful.
Those bastards.
Saves us the trouble of looking for him.
You've all done a fine job up to this point. This will be our last operation. Let's all come back safely.
Right.
Sure thing.
Of course.
The final battle is here. The last shadow and Strega await you. Strategy weighs heavily on your mind as you prepare to select your allies. Well, no, actually. What is Ikutsuki saying? It's time. Be careful. Okay. So, it's going to be Akihiko, Yukari, and Mitsuru. So I have everything. I have each from one element. I have a good healer. The one thing that I am still don't really have is a strong ice element attacker. Alice is also possibly going to be able to do some work here. We'll see. Are you ready? I'm alright. Well then, we should be going. Yeah, be careful. Let's go. The final battle has arrived at last. But first, there are two powerful adversaries you must contend with. Moonlight Bridge, South End. Takaya and Jin. The two remaining members of Strega are waiting for you.
You know the significance of today, do you not? You claim you hunt the shadows to prevent the disaster they bring. Yet countless lives are lost each day without their intervention. The power we wield is not itself evil. You cannot deny that.
First point where I need to come in here. I said a few things. So, let's start with the power we wield is not itself evil. Yes, as with a lot of things, it can be used for good and it can be used for evil purposes. Takaya, Jin, and Chidori were using it a lot for evil purposes. Chidori is recovering in hospital right now, so she's not using her power at the moment. So he is right with that. Then he brought up that a lot of people are dying each day without the interventions of the shadows. That is also correct. Why then is preventing the disaster, but why though rather, is preventing the disasters that the shadows will be bringing a bad thing to do just because people die even without the intervention of the shadows? What is wrong preventing one disaster? Even if should you, I think that is the better way to put it, should you stop trying to prevent one disaster because you can't prevent all of the disasters? In my opinion, no, absolutely not. You should do everything you can to prevent that specific disaster then, even though it doesn't mean that there is no disasters happening at all anymore. I seriously disagree strongly with the notion that just because you can't prevent everything means that the things that are preventable are not worth preventing, which is what he is advertising with that statement. I vehemently disagree with that. If you can prevent something, you should, if you can reasonably prevent something, you should do it. But he sees those things differently.
So, why don't you just admit it? You do not wish to eliminate the Dark Hour. You are merely deceiving yourselves.
And there is another big misunderstanding here. And now I realize I stopped him one line too early. So, yeah, the power of Persona is not inherently good or evil. And I'm just seeing that with moving my camera yesterday. I haven't fit completely into the picture again. Okay, this is better. So, while yes, the power of Persona is not inherently good nor evil, that doesn't mean that you don't want to get rid of it after all. Because giving up something like this, that you use in a very specific environment for a specific goal, giving up that power once that goal is achieved, is not in and of themselves something bad. So, and you're not going to be missing it because you're not using the power for anything else but this specific task. So, yeah, there is an incongruity here, that he is telling that they are merely deceiving themselves, but he cannot understand how they think and work. Yeah, how they think, how they feel about it. He is projecting his own feelings upon them, because that's the way he thinks. That is, to a degree, normal. The best you can do is be aware of that and accept a correction when somebody shows you that you have been incorrect. Takaya, of course, is incapable of doing that, but in this case, he serves as an example as to what not to do. And congratulations, Tirath. I'm very happy to hear that you got 2 of the scalps you needed, and I hope that you're going to be able to get the next one very soon. Okay, let's move on, and I may need to take a small break when the fight starts. I am sorry for that, but I'll properly do that when I get there. So, let's continue a little bit. So, yeah, we're not deceiving ourselves.
Look within yourselves, and you shall see. You are indeed foolish children.
He cannot accept their resolve, he cannot even accept the idea that since they're using their power to get rid of their power, they are fine with losing that power. That doesn't work for him. He also cannot imagine living without the power of Persona. So he is very much an inescapable opponent for the group, together with Jin, of course.
Erasing the Dark Hour is the same as erasing yourselves.
Again, that is not true. Just because the power of Persona is not needed anymore doesn't mean that they are, 1, going to be disappearing, 2, are going to be missing that power, as I already explained. So he is basing that statement on a lot of false assumptions.
Is even that beyond your comprehension?
What is beyond Takaya's comprehension is that not everybody might share his worldview exactly. And again, just because you are going to be giving up something doesn't mean that that thing determined your entire personality and your entire feeling of self-worth. Of course, for Takaya that is a little bit different. For him it is very much his entire raison d'être, a reason for being, and for him their actions are going to be killing him. That's how he feels. So again, unavoidable confrontation because of that particular aspect, but he is also not even trying to understand them, which is something I do advocate for. If you can't understand how somebody is thinking, try to at least find out how and why they are thinking a certain way.
As I believed, our goals are irreconcilable.
Indeed, that is what I have said before.
Jin,
Forget these maggots.
fate shall decide who will prevail. Come.
These two are serious. Fight hard. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Okay, let's try fire. Fire works on Takaya, is reflected by Jin. Lightning
Fire
works
isn't
for
working.
both.
Don't use Agi skills. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Would be great if... Okay, so Yukari can attack every round.
It appears you have more than just luck on your side. So be it. Damn, silence is
It's strong against darkness.
There's no cure for stupidity.
Okay. Susaku is going to keep me safe from quite a bit. But Byakko is a problem. Oh, and I'm let me have a quick look here. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break and see if I can get that done. I'm sorry for taking the break here, especially after I started the fight. Forgot about taking the break before. I'll be back in a few minutes, shouldn't be taking too long, and yeah, be right back. Thank you very much for your patience. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. I do have to finish up stream earlier than today. It's not going to be in 5 minutes or so, but I will need to finish out stream, unfortunately, 5:45 for me, so 11:45 Eastern Daylight Time. I am terribly sorry for that. But yeah, somebody IRL needs my help, and as I always say, for you, IRL, life comes first, and that is me taking my own advice, and I do apologize. I'll see if I can't do something on Friday to add the time that I'm losing today, but I can't promise that yet. Congratulations on the tail cut, and I'm going to go back to try and decide what I want to be using here. I think actually I'm going to stay. Let me have a look. We don't know their skills.
Watch it. Light won't work on the enemy. Watch it. Light won't work on the enemy.
Yeah, but that is not... Okay, let's see. I think Jin is the first one that needs to go. I'll be attacking with everybody else, except, of course, for Yukari. She's going to be healing focused. But Boohoo does work for both here.
Now you shall be judged.
That is unfortunate indeed. I hope you're going to get your last scalp on the next run.
Oh, you're gonna pay for this.
So far, so good. If this is the level of damage, I do think that I can attack one more round with Yukari before I need to heal. Jin is weakening.
I never imagined that your power would rival ours. Astonishing. Perhaps I misjudged your strength.
Shit! These guys are tougher than I thought.
Nice evasion as well. That means that I have another round. I don't need to worry about too much about the damage.
Son of a bitch!
That is Jin defeated. Well, despite that, let's heal up. Bukudin is going to be...
So, this is the power of those whose persona awakened naturally. Out of my way.
Yeah, you're not they're not the biggest of challenges.
Can't be.
12,000 experience points, so very nice. That's a level up. Quetzalcoatl has also leveled up.
Damn it. Is their power that different than ours?
So, I do want to point something out. He said that that's the power of the persona whose persona awakened naturally, and if you do see, then apparently, oh, bloody hell, Takaya, who was as the only one of the two using his persona without an evoker. He was holding his head and evoking his persona. Chidori, though, she does need an evoker, apparently. So, there is a difference between those. Come on. Sorry, got something stuck in my eye here.
Different.
For us, it's not that simple. It has to be forced out. Didn't your pal tell you?
So it was you who was giving Shinji those pills.
You guys don't have the slightest clue what will happen if the Dark Hour disappears, do you? It won't matter for normal people, since they don't remember anything anyway. But for us...
Huh?
That's enough. Now then. Ordinarily we'd withdraw. But not tonight. This body, as ephemeral as it is worthless without my power. Therefore, only one choice remains. I shall prove my existence here and now.
Or apparently, his revolver is also an evoker. Takaya pointed his evoker at himself again.
Takaya!
What are you doing?
Don't be so reckless!
Jin?
Sorry, but those are your words, not mine.
Jin took Takaya and climbed over the railings of the Moonlight
You
Bridge.
win. Looks like you'll get your wish. Go do what you came for.
Wait! Don't tell me you're gonna jump!
I'd rather die than surrender to you. Take a good look. This is how we live.
Jin and Takaya disappeared into the blood-red sea below. From this height, they'll surely be...
They jumped.
What the hell were they thinking?
They chose their own fate. Don't let it faze you.
The operation has only begun. Our true adversary is waiting. Focus on that, all right?
The shadow up ahead is not moving at the moment. It'll be all over if you can defeat it. So, we have all gathered, and we're going to be fighting this last shadow.
This is it. I'll do everything in my power to help you. Just promise me that you'll be careful.
Twelfth Arcana Hanged Man.
Thing is your main target, but it's out of your attack range. Give me a minute. I'll see what I can find out.
Okay, let's have a look at the statues down below. One is immune against thunder, another one is immune against lightning. And each time one of them dies, the shadow up above is moving.
It's within reach. Here's our chance for an all-out attack.
And the shadow came crashing down, immediately giving us the opportunity for an all-out attack.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Let's see how elements work against him. Yeah. I don't have an opportunity to save here, so I'm happy that they're bringing me back to that.
This.
Okay.
It's give.
The crit was unlucky, but I want to see if I can do better. She doesn't have very much endurance, which is what I need to fetch, to keep those, to weather these attacks, especially against criticals. Let's switch and boost ourselves a little bit. So, increase defense. I don't very often use support skills, but in this case... I think it is very much worth it. She has more healing than anything else. That is 2 of the statues holding him up gone. Panic is probably not going to be working. It doesn't matter, both spells require the same amount of SP, and so taking the stronger one is the better idea here.
It's within reach.
The enemy's down. Let's finish. You'll fall by my hand.
And that was a very good crash from our enemy here. Much better. Okay. Is this one going to be attacking with fire? I hope not. Okay, Zeodyne is at least working. And I do know that ice is working.
Strong against darkness.
So I'm guessing that the archetype table, like the weakness table, is correct. He's neutral against everything, and and he can take any strength, weak, or lightning attack. I'll keep everybody's health topped up. with a singly injured person. I don't need to use the SP for a group heal. Okay. Defense reverted, so back to Quetzalcoatl. Keep the defense boost at least up. Ah, bloody hell, I can't strengthen the defense boost. Well, at least it's still up for me. Let's see if Garula does anything.
It summoned another shadow.
Indeed, it has. What do we know about that one?
I'll scan the target.
I think I'm going to be switching back to Byakko and go with Lightning. Okay, like this. It's less damage on the main shadow, but we are killing his summon. Which may be useful, because who knows, maybe that has Diaran. Oh no. Back to Zeodine. For all of my attackers. Yukari in this round is going to top up our health once more. And Mitsuru is going to add another Bufudin. No critical, please. Okay.
Seriously hurt.
I do want defense up. I just wish I could cast that at the end of the round. Okay, Mediarama. That's going to do something. The next round is another healing round, but okay, despite the critical, it did not fall over. Okay, fair enough. Otherwise, if you get really lucky, you could just steamroll the boss. I really hope the small summon is not strong against ice. Bloody hell. Okay, Ma Zionga should kill one of them. Or kills both of them, I mean, why not? Let's Garo him a little bit. And Bufudin. once more.
Yukari-chan!
Again, an unlucky crit.
You can't attack it when it's hovering.
Okay, I'm going to take this upon myself. Akihiko is going to take care of a good amount already.
I summon thee!
I do hope that it is Yukari's turn next. They do seem to be aware of some of our weaknesses, but okay. Yukari moved quite a bit here. She is from now on going to be acting after the enemy. That's actually not a bad thing, per se. I just hope that summoned one is not strong against wind here. And when Akihiko gets back on his feet, Mazionga will take care of both of the summon and the statue here, allowing us another all-out attack.
I've been waiting for this. Okay, now.
And this Buhudin should be taking care of our enemy. Another 12,500 experience. And another level up. Byakko has gained a level as well. Kaiser has leveled up. As has Io and Penthesilea. Oh, and not to forget Juno, of course.
Is it over?
Operation completed. Or should I say, mission complete.
Yes, it's finally over.
Makoto-san,
I believe a celebration is in order. What will be our victory cheer?
let's eat.
1, 2, 3. Let's eat. Let's eat? What was that? Huh. I wonder if Aige-san gets hungry.
So, Senpai, you're gonna throw us a party tomorrow, right?
You don't waste any time, do you? Well, I suppose I could arrange for it.
Ooh, in that case, how about sushi?
Sushi, huh? It's been a while. Well, I've got dibs on the halibut and sea urchin.
Oh, then I called the fatty tuna. We're divvying it up already? In that case, save me the salmon roe.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't do that.
I reserve the shrimp, squid, scallops, and sea eel.
Hey, that's not fair. You don't even eat.
You should all be ashamed of yourselves, fighting over sushi. Senpai, please order tamago for me. They say you can tell a chef's skill by how he prepares eggs.
How old are you again?
Okay, I'll have the very best delivered tomorrow.
For real? Oh man, it's great to be alive.
Don't get too excited, Junpei. You're getting the leftovers.
What? Well, but it was my idea in the first place!
Ah.
I guess it's time to say goodbye to the Dark Hour. Even though it seemed like a curse, for some reason I'm reluctant to let it go.
Yeah.
We really did it, didn't we?
Yes. We saved the world, even if no one knows it.
Yeah.
The battle is over. The Dark Hour has come to an end. In my room, I sense a familiar presence.
Good morning.
Do you remember? Is or isn't this the first time we can talk to him outside the Dark Hour? No, I'll say it. It is the first time we talk about with him outside of the Dark Hour.
This is the first time we've talked during the daytime. Nice weather, isn't it? This is indeed a new day. For both of us. All the fragments of my memory, they've finally come together. I now know my role clearly. The time has come. As difficult as it may be, I must tell you something. I am afraid this is goodbye. I want you to know, for me, our friendship was a miracle. But miracles don't last forever. If only they did.
It doesn't matter.
You're right. What's important is that it happened. I shall treasure our conversations always. Even if today is the end, the bond between us can never be severed. Remember that.
Pharos is looking at you with teary eyes. We sense a strong bond with Pharos. Maxing out the Death Arcana. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a genuine bond. The innermost power of the Death Arcana hath been set free. We bestow upon thee the ability to create Thanatos, the ultimate form of the Death Arcana. We reached maximum level. I cannot fuse my Death Arcana personas any more strongly, and I have forged another bond that cannot be broken.
It was fun while it lasted. Farewell.
Pharos disappeared. Will you ever see him again? Yo, Makoto, is your stomach ready? Tonight's the big celebration. I'm gonna eat like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, I'm ready. Me too. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. It's still in the morning, so you didn't have breakfast. You better come right back after school, man. I'll be waiting. Early morning to evening. The dormitory lounge. Just as promised, the finest sushi is laid out on the table.
Whoa, nice spread.
Oh, the slices are huge!
Man, I'm starving. Can we eat?
Hey, where are Aiga-san and Akutsuki-san?
He took her to the lab for a tune-up or something. He said they'd join us later.
The chairman just can't stay away from the lab, can he?
A car pulled up in the front.
That must be my father.
The door opened and Mitsuru's father walked in. 2 men in black followed.
We've been waiting for you.
So, it's over at last, huh?
Yes.
Who's he?
Can't you tell? That's Mitsuru-senpai's dad. She looks exactly like him.
Don't quite agree.
You think so?
Congratulations, everyone. You've done well. There are no words to express my gratitude. Though you will never receive the recognition you deserve, it is undoubtedly a monumental achievement.
Thank you.
To you, I owe a special thanks for lending us your power until the very end.
Takeharu took Yukari's hands and firmly clasped them.
Oh, it's no big deal.
The 12 shadows that were the cause of all our troubles have been destroyed thanks to your efforts. You needn't bear this burden any longer. You deserve a chance to experience the joys of youth. The specialized extracurricular execution squad will be dissolved as of midnight tonight.
Dissolved?
I see.
No longer must you put your lives on the line in battle. Tomorrow, you can triumphantly return to a normal school life. Is something the matter?
Oh, it's nothing.
All right, everyone. It's time to celebrate. Your feast awaits you. There's no need to hold back. Eat as much as you'd like.
Sweet! I've been waiting for you to say that.
So, there is of course some... let me see if I can find the right word. It's not nostalgia, some apprehension. That's not quite conveying the feeling correctly though. Regret is also not the correct word. Because from how are they looking at it, they're together in the dorm because of C's. If that gets dissolved, are they going to be able to stay here? That should not be an issue if they express that wish. I mean, they have become good friends throughout the ordeals. Or the entirety of the ordeal, if we put all of them together in a single one. But in general, very good. Let's continue though. Minutes before midnight, the party is still going on.
Now listen up, everyone! Well, now that we're all stuffed, how about we take a picture together?
Huh?
Actually, I tried to take one last night, but I forgot it wouldn't work during the dark hour.
You mean you brought a camera with you into battle?
Well, it was our last battle after all. Excuse me, mister. Would you mind taking our picture?
I feel like such a tourist. But I have to admit, I kinda want a picture too.
Oh wait, Kutsuki-san and Aigus aren't here. I guess we'll have to take another one later. Alright, everyone get together.
Everyone gathered in front of the camera.
Come on, squeeze tight. Everyone come in closer to me.
Does that include me too?
No, not you.
He has changed, but he hasn't completely changed yet.
Jeez, let's not keep this poor guy waiting all day to take the picture. Hey, we're good to go. You can take the pictures anytime.
Time to strike a pose.
Hey, get your hand out of my face.
That is the
me, or
picture.
Did this not get my good side? We're gonna take another one once Aigus and Akutsuki-san come back, alright?
Yes, we hear you. I can get used to a worry-free life like this.
How about you, Koro-chan? Are you glad to get all this meat?
The celebration party went off without a hitch. You spend a moment of relaxation with your battle-weary friends. And we are ranking up Fool to 7. The C's social link has reached level 7. Your power to create Personas of the Fool Arcana has grown.
Hey, how come nobody's eating? Don't tell me you're full already.
Are you kidding? I'm stuffed. Me too. Ugh, I couldn't eat another bite.
How about you, Senpai?
I'm good for now.
All right. Wanna try some, Koromaru?
Don't give the dog raw fish. You'll make him sick.
It should be fine. The fish, not the rice necessarily.
I wonder what's taking those two so long. It's almost midnight.
It's after midnight. And I think, if you've been paying attention, you have some questions.
The hell?
The guys in suits. They've transmogrified.
I thought we ended the dark hour. Senpai, what's going on?
I don't know.
Apparently I was right to have my doubts.
Yeah, something didn't feel right.
No way.
Hey, do you hear that?
Bells during the dark hour. First time we've heard bells during that time. Usually it's just quiet.
It sounds like a bell, but where's it coming from?
Where's Ikutsuki? Well, why is he late? He's got Aigis with him, doesn't he?
Mitsuru,
Everyone, prepare for battle. We're heading for Tartarus.
To do what?
I don't know, but that's where the sound is coming from. We have to find out what's going on.
Tartarus. It hasn't disappeared. Ikutsuki and Aigis are standing at its entrance.
Ikutsuki-san!
Aigis? Why are you here?
And she has a very blank expression compared to her normal expression.
She is here merely to fulfill her role as a weapon.
Huh?
Ikutsuki-san, what's this all about?
You said the Dark Hour and Tartarus would disappear if we defeated the 12 Shadows. That's why we fought so hard. But now...
What is your intention? It was all a lie, wasn't it? You knew from the beginning that the Dark Hour wouldn't disappear.
Excellent deduction, Mitsuru. Unfortunately, your realization has come too late.
No. You tricked us?
Everything is as I planned.
Ikutsuki. I'm not sure how much is going to be revealed. Let's go on before I start talking about it. First time I came to this, the reveal was so good. Okay, I'll quickly say this. I had my doubts that this would be the end of the game. And we are having ads. I should have pushed them back. Give me a second. I want to take a look at something. Okay. Should be fine. Should be fine. The first time I played the game, I was Pretty sure the game wasn't over yet, so the Dark Hour couldn't have disappeared yet. This I didn't see coming. If you know it after your first playthrough, there are hints. There are hints that Ikutsuki knows quite a lot more than he is letting on. Such a well-made reveal. But let's see. Let him explain himself.
It is not unexpected that the Dark Hour and Tartarus remain. In fact, I never intended for you to rid the world of them. Quite the opposite, actually.
What do you mean?
The 12 Shadows were parts of a whole. They were destined to be reunited. And that was accomplished in no small part, thanks to your efforts. Soon, Death, the Almighty, shall arise and bring forth the fall.
Death?
What are you talking about?
The end of all shall come and free this world from despair. The death of everything, but also the beginning.
What is he saying? Is he out of his mind?
10 years ago, I too was a scientist for the project we've spoken of. The experiment went awry, but that is not why the Dark Hour and Tartarus were born. They manifested as a result of harvesting the Shadow's power, just as the experiment was designed to do. That is why your grandfather gathered so many shadows, to bring about the fall.
That can't be.
People have filled the world, yet turned it into a void. The only hope of salvation lies in ruin. According to the prophecy, the fall will be orchestrated by the Prince. And once the Prince has delivered us all, he shall rule the new world as king. The man who tried it 10 years ago failed, but I will not. I shall succeed.
Man, he's totally lost it.
I apologize for deceiving you, but this was for your sake as well. If you follow me for just a little while longer, you too will find salvation.
You call that salvation?
I have a question for you.
Yes?
In the video from my father, he said to defeat the Shadows. Was that a lie too?
Ah, he did record that himself. Of course, I had to make some modifications.
You doctored it?
I corrected it. Your father was a superb scientist. He may not have known it, but I truly respected him. While others focused on the Shadow's abilities, he explored much more important things. But unfortunately, he could not comprehend the magnificent potential of the fall.
What? He left that recording at the expense of his life.
It would seem so, but it did prove rather useful, so I'm sure he's happy.
Ooh, I'm sure he's not happy, if he were to know.
So you were behind it all? You used both me and my father.
Used is such an ugly word. It was for the sake of the world, so how could it be wrong?
Our role is to correct the mistakes of the past. And we intend to do just that.
Hey, wait.
Ah, how disappointing. I had hoped you would see the light. But you are just children after all. I suppose it can't be helped. Igus, the time has come for you to fulfill your role. Capture them and prepare them to be sacrificed.
Understood. Energy output at maximum.
Igus, what's wrong? Igus, please.
Igus has taken her battle stance.
Engaging.
The Gekkoukan High School Observatory, now part of Tartarus. It seems you were unconscious. You can see your friends being crucified. You too are chained to a cross, unable to move.
What the hell?
What is this?
It seems your friends have awakened.
Damn it! I can't get these off.
Father!
Aigis is restraining a man in a suit before your eyes. It's Takeharu, Mitsuru's father. And if you look, you're in the middle of all of them. 3 to your left, 3 to your right.
Yakutsuki, what is the meaning of this?
It is just as it appears. They are to be sacrifices, harbingers of the fall. The arrangements are complete. The prophecy shall be fulfilled.
What?
You son of a bitch! I'm gonna rip your head off!
My, what a commotion. Aigis, direct your aim at Mr. Kirijo.
Affirmative.
Aigis aimed her gun at Takeharu, as directed by Ikutsuki.
Father!
You traitor. Are you insane?
Of course not. You know your father was an unlucky man. Even you, his son, after all this time, do not understand his vision.
My father was wrong. Death is a deliverance. That is not an ideology anyone should ever embrace.
We're going to be talking about that.
Fool! You are but a nuisance now. Aigis, go on ahead and give this man his honorable deliverance.
Wait! Please, Aigis, no!
Mitsuru is yelling frantically, straining at her bonds.
What are you doing, Aigis?
I am...
Aigis lowered her guns in confusion.
Fine. I'll do this myself. 10 years! I've wasted 10 long years! I'm not like your father. I won't make any exceptions.
At that moment, Takeharu freed himself from Aigis' grip and pulled out a gun.
What?
Father!
Takeharu slowly fell forward to the ground.
Father!
Damn it!
Takeharu shot Ikutsuki.
Aigis, execute the sacrifices. Let's end this.
Aigis turns towards me in particular.
Aigis!
Snap out of it!
Or towards Makoto in particular. That's more correct. Aigis looked up with unfocused eyes. Makoto-san. Makoto-san.
Finish them, Aigis! Whoa.
Aigis shot away your restraints with her machine guns.
Aigis!
What? You damn defective machine!
Ikutsuki falls to his knees, holding his blood-stained stomach.
You're all alone now, and you're injured on top of that. Looks like this is it, Mr. Chairman.
You don't get it, do you? It's useless to search for hope or reasons to live in this pathetic world. A world this depraved must be started over from the beginning. And then, at long last, I will rule over the new world.
Ikutsuki stretched his hand towards the sky.
I was so close.
Ikutsuki leaned forward as if trying to grasp the moon, and slowly fell.
How did it come to this?
Ikutsuki-san.
Father! Father!
Mitsuru shook her father's body. There was no response.
Father. One time, my father made a promise. He swore that he would atone for endangering our generation, even if it cost him his life. But I wanted him to live. I became a Persona user to protect him.
Everyone was at a loss for words. Mitsuru slumped to the floor, crying like a child. Soon the dark hour will end. Akihiko picked up the stunned Mitsuru. Everyone returned to the dormitory in silence. And yeah, okay. After that, being tired. Yesterday was a shocking turn of events. You wonder if Mitsuru-senpai is alright. You wonder what else the future holds. Did you hear? About the student council president? I heard her dad passed away from his illness. I bet it's tough to live without your parents. Yeah, I know. I think I'll help my mom cook dinner when I go back home. We receive a text message from Akihiko. I need to talk to you all. Meet me in the command room when you get home. The dormitory command room. Everyone is here except for Mitsuru and Aigis.
The chairman's room has been cleared out.
Well, that's no surprise, considering what he did.
Aigis isn't here either.
I just can't believe all this.
It's in the papers, too.
Unsurprisingly, being the CEO and family head of such a big and important family in Japan, of course that is going to be in the news.
Sudden death of Kirijo's group CEO. They blame it on illness, though.
Yeah, it's never the truth.
Nope.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about there.
Mitsuru-senpai's not here, huh?
She's an only child, so there's a lot of matters to be settled, including the funeral and the family business. I'm sure she'll be busy for at least a week.
That sounds rough. I hope she'll be okay.
So, what are we supposed to do now? What'll happen to Chidori?
No word yet. They're probably too busy to be thinking about that. In fact, the entire Kirijo group must be in a state of shock.
I hope Aigis is alright.
Yeah.
What the hell? Am I just supposed to wait for them to get their act together?
Mitsuru is meeting with the board of directors. That might explain the delay.
I see. But still, what are we going to do? We have no idea how to get rid of the Dark Hour. We don't even know what we're fighting against.
What was that he said about the fall? What would have happened if we'd been sacrificed?
There are so many unanswered questions.
Yeah, but standing around here won't solve anything, right?
True. But there is one thing we know. Tartarus is still around, and there's a bunch of shadows inside it. We should train so we're ready for whatever it is we might have to face.
I agree.
Alright, let's break for tonight. Rest yourselves well, even if you can't sleep.
Got it.
I hear ya.
After everyone left, Fuka stopped Yukari.
Yukari-chan.
What's this? A disc?
There were traces of a video on the chairman's hard drive. Most of it was deleted, but I was able to restore some of it. I thought you might like to see it.
Thanks, Fuka. I'll watch it later.
Uh-huh. Make sure that you do.
What has Fuka given Yukari here?
So it's just a normal DVD? Alright, let's see what's on here. Oh, there we go.
I pray that this recording reaches safe hands.
That video?
My employer has become obsessed with a loathsome idea. This experiment should have never even been conceived. That's why I had to interrupt it. However, in doing so, I set free a number of shadows that are certain to torment future generations. But if I hadn't, the entire world may have paid the price. Please listen carefully. I cannot stress this enough. You must not hunt the shadows that have dispersed.
Huh? This part's...
I wasn't able to stop this madness. He won't listen no matter what I say. He's under the devil's spell. Now the shadows are trying to eat one another. But if they're reunited, then we are all doomed. I'll say this once more. Leave the shadows be.
This is the original video, before Ikutsuki changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Dad tried to stop the experiment.
There's not much hope for me now. I have just one favor to ask. Whoever finds this, please, give my daughter Yukari this message. I know I promised I'd be home soon, and I'm sorry to break that promise. But I want you to know, Daddy was the happiest man on Earth when he was with you.
Dad?
I love you, Yukari. Please, take care of yourself.
So, the video was doctored.
Dad? Daddy?
And another surprise shock for Yukari here. She had
one thing for sure now. I was right to believe in him.
Indeed. Eventually, Yukari's tears stopped and she lifted her head.
Are you listening, Dad? I'm doing okay. It took a while, but I finally got your message.
The resolution in Yukari's heart has awakened a new persona. Io has given rise to Isis.
I'll fight for what I believe in.
Isis in the Egyptian goddess.
That's what you would have wanted. Right, Dad?
Okay. What was Ikutsuki-san trying to say? He died before explaining the most important thing. I never thought he would be capable of doing such a thing. He's not in the mood for a walk. We're not going to Tartarus. We respected Irkutski so much, that shitface. Dude, I'm so pissed off. This would be a great time for one of those mind erases. I'm never gonna trust another adult again. Mitsuru is a very strong person inside, but it's as if she just got her insides ripped out. I hope she's alright. Okay. I do have about 20 minutes left for today's stream, unfortunately. I was planning to go on the normal time as I had said, but unfortunately something came up. Should I be using a Yawn Be Gone? Yeah, let's do that. And I do want to save me having used that. But I do have a few things that I can finally... Well, a few things. I can finally talk about quite a bit here. Understandably, this is perhaps the biggest spoiler moment, possible spoiler moment of the entire game, so I could not talk about a lot of things beforehand. I'll be switching over to just talking, but I'll leave the music in the background. Congratulations, Tira, on your Baroth set. I hope you're going to have a lot of fun with it. So, we defeated the last shadow of the Hanged Man Arcana. We were quite... The group was quite joyous, even though it didn't exactly feel right. Why didn't the Dark Hour disappear then and there after beating the last enemy, for example? 4 out of 19 done. You mean 4 out of 19 armor sets done? Or 5 out of 19 armor sets? I'd be guessing as much. If so, congratulations on getting them done. And so they are celebrating. Mitsuru's father is coming by also to celebrate. And despite our not knowing quite a bit what is going on and how these things are going on, we were hopeful that it would work out, or that it all would work out properly. Ooh, 15 out of 19 files. Still have a lot ahead of you. Good luck. I hope you're going to have better luck next. For the next file, that you'll be quicker to get what you want or need from him. Yeah, so... And then came the big reveal. Turns out that it was Irkutski that had orchestrated the last... Well, 7 months. We started in April. The first shadow appeared in April, so 7 months to get to this point. While I am pretty sure he could not have known when the shadows would be coming back exactly. They did come back the month we arrived at the dormitory, and we managed then to beat all of them down. That they came back together into a single entity. Who that entity was, what its purpose is, we don't know. And I can't spoiler that yet. Sorry. But yeah. So we have already quite a lot that has happened. And Irkutski, as the perpetrator, used Aegis to capture us, prepare us as sacrifices. to bring about the fall even quicker, set himself up as the prince, that he can rule the new world according to whatever prophecy he has encountered. Whether that prophecy is real, which it might be. Magic in this world does seem to be real, although it seems to be concentrated in the Dark Hour now. We don't know exactly though. What we do know is that with everything going on, he has planned for this. He has planned for that moment. He has planned to take them as sacrifices afterwards as well. What else did he know? We don't know because he's dead. Trying to grasp the power that he saw himself as destined to be able to grasp. In the end, it didn't work out. But he has managed to set something off that we don't yet know the consequences of. Apparently, there is going to be that fall, and that is going to doom the world. And I do need to keep looking at all my notes because spoilers. Yeah, fair enough. We just ended one of the most spoiler-heavy sections. That doesn't mean we're through with them yet. And there's a lot going on here. And there are 2 points that I want to get to talk about. I should have enough time before I need to end stream today that I can address both of them, because, well, the 2 points meld into one, so that works out. So the first point is, you probably realized how the group was being set up to be sacrificed. It is very clear that they have already taken a lot of inspiration from the Bible. And this, you were all crucified, the getting to the death of Jesus. Of course, he was not crucified alone. We know of at least 2 other people that were crucified with him. And he also got crucified in the middle of the according to the story, he got crucified in the middle, but at least between those 2 who in the story do play some role. And here as well, you got crucified in the middle. What is important to know, which most of you are probably aware of, that walk, the crucifixion, he was to be the sacrificial lamb that would take upon himself all of the world's sin, and with that sacrifice remove the need for blood sacrifices forevermore. What does that mean? So in the Abrahamic religions, going back quite a while, actually back to Abel and Cain, there were 2 no, actually, the original sin comes from somewhere else. I need to go back into the Garden of Eden with Eve and Adam eating of the fruit of knowledge of good and evil, and their subsequent banishment out of Eden onto the world, where they had to work to be able to sustain themselves. That created original sin, and ever since God demanded sacrifices of the people in order to show his favor. We come to Cain and Abel, where it is made very clear what the correct kind of sacrifice is, i.e. a blood sacrifice. How is that made clear? Well, Cain and Abel, the two brothers. One, Cain tilled the earth, and Abel kept a flock of animals, or rather a herd of animals. And when called upon, Cain sacrificed of the fruit of the earth, grain and so on, which was not accepted, whereas Abel sacrificing of his fruit of labor was accepted. That led to Cain killing Abel because he got rejected. The anger I can understand very much, and depending on how it goes, Abel and God weren't very nice about the rejection, so as I discussed when I was playing through Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor, there is quite a bit there where Cain was rightfully angry with God and partially also rightfully angry with Abel. But that is a can of worms we already discussed, and that for here is tangentially important, but not completely, but not the big important, like that important, but not directly connected to what we need to be discussing here. What then happened is that a cult formed around this, and then later on became a religion. But there is something that Misuru's father said, that a cult dedicated to deliverance through death is abominable. I'm paraphrasing here. I unfortunately hadn't written down the exact line. But he very strongly rebukes that redemption through death, salvation through death idea, which basically means that he is rejecting the entirety of the core Christianic dogma, because Jesus was a sacrifice through, well, sacrifice implies death in order to bring salvation, and only in death can you find salvation because you're still born with original sin. And Mitsuru's father rejects all of that. And that led to that spat with Ikutsuki, but there are some differences here, while still clearly inspired by Christianity. I have a few differences, and I'll be getting onto that shortly. You need so many Baroth parts now because you're forging every melee weapon except hammer and hunting horn on this file. Okay. I wish you luck with gathering all of your necessary material. And I do hope that during all of that time, most importantly, you are able to have a lot of fun. I hope that you're going to find them quickly. I'm not entirely sure because despite everything, the desire sensor is still strong in Rise. But I do hope that you're going to have the best of luck. So, coming back to Ikutsuki, while he follows the script of the death of the fall of the world as described like in the apocalypse in the Bible, and then Jesus coming back as the new king, ruler of earth, and there'll be finally peace on earth. Ikutsuki sees himself as, how he terms it, the prince that will lead the world to ruin and then rise to rule the new world that is going to be created. That is not exactly how it is in the Bible. In the Bible, there is the devil that is going to destroy the world, but Jesus is going to come, rally the army of the faithful, defeat the devil, and then rule over the faithful forevermore in peace. But the parallels are interesting enough that I wanted to bring them up. And also, Ikutski thinks of the world as not worth saving. Why exactly, we don't know, but he is very strong in that feeling, expressing that this world is not worth saving, and the faster we can bring about the fall, the better. Of course, he doesn't manage it, but that doesn't mean that the danger is over. And yeah, so there is then also the fact that the team, at least, has now, and that is the last point for today, and that is outside of the discussion of Christianity. As I have talked several times already, there is that journey of the Fool throughout the Arcanas. There's a reason why the Fool gets the number 0 and not number 1. He is journeying through all of the steps towards the last card, which can vary from set to set, but in this case it's in most cases it's Judgment and then the World. There is an additional one in this game in particular of Aeon, but in the normal tarot we're going up to the World, in which the character finally realizes his position and for himself, how he is, and in a way is able to attain nirvana. It's complicated, it's thrown together over centuries with a lot of ideas and mythologies, so not necessarily the easiest to take apart. But for the game, the important part is that we are that we have reached death. So we discussed the position of death in the middle of the journey before. In this case, we had some literal deaths in Mitsuru's father and Ikutski, but sees the Fool Arcana itself has not quite walked through all of it completely. We'll see why there are a few more points left over to fill up in that social link. But Makoto, as the main character, has now reached or is now exploring, that may be the better way to put it, the 13th Arcana, exploring death. And again, as a last one, I do realize that I have to do my explanation of the journey and how the steps are reflected in the game next time. For unfortunately, I will need to leave you a little bit early. Something urgent, but nothing bad. So I do hope you forgive me for ending 1.5 hours early, and I'm not sure if I can actually. I'll need to see. I do want to put these on somewhere. I don't know where yet. Maybe even I can only do that next week's Friday, but I'll see what I can do. I do feel bad for leaving you like this, but yeah. Fortunately, we need to end stream here for today. Didn't quite get through everything I wanted to talk about either. Okay. Unfortunately, I'll quickly go through the schedule. Friday looks solid. Shouldn't be any changes, but if this Monday may be a bit more shaky next week as well, unfortunately. I hope not, and if I can, I'll see if I can't move it. But I hope I don't need to. I hope I don't need to. So very quickly, next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be from 13 to 18 o'clock Central European Summer Time. Continuing with Persona 3 Portable on next Friday, Monster Hunter during the weekend. So 13 to 18 o'clock is also 7 to 12 Eastern Daylight Time. And next Monday, I hope that I'll be able to do something like 13 to 19 o'clock Central European Summer Time, or 7 to 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Don't know, I'm not promising anything. I was supposed to be able to do something here, but unfortunately something happened, and I do need to take care of that. Again, nothing bad, just something urgent that I need to take care of. Yeah, and then Thursday from 15 to 18 o'clock Central European Summer Time, or from 9 to 12 Eastern Daylight Time, I'll be doing some more Supreme Commander again. That might also be one of those last streams, especially if I can't find games. I'm hoping for 3, at least 1 per hour. If not, I'm thinking very hard of stopping that. Okay, if you do have any idea, any suggestions for a raid out, this is quite a lot earlier than I normally would raid out. And there are unfortunately not really... It's not really anybody I see to raid out to. So again, if you do have an idea, if not, I'll be just stopping stream here for today. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm not seeing any good raid out targets. I am sorry. Okay. I'll be coming to the unfortunate early end of stream then today. Once again, I am very sorry, but I will be taking my own advice, and I'll be taking care of this. Thank you very much, everybody who has joined me, and I am sorry that I'll be ending so early today. I hope to see all of you again soon. Until then, please have a fantastic rest of your Monday and a fantastic time. And until we do see each other again next time, and again, sorry for ending stream early today. Goodbye.